Hey everybody, I'm gonna be just straight up. In this episode, when I talk about minimum wage, I'm talking about underperforming black folks. Hey everybody, Black Ortiz and Starla back at you again. All right. So it's been a while, and as you can see, we got some new digs. I wanted to change things around because having the green, I had a green screen behind me, a makeshift green screen, and it was just difficult to deal with. And every time I edit, I have to put something behind me, or just look like I'm just sitting behind a green piece of cloth. So I changed that. Saw a few other content creators that I watch, and saw what they did and kind of mimic. And so we're still learning this thing. We're still getting better at it. And it's just a work in progress. I mean, hopefully soon I'll be able to get some more equipment, get better lighting, better computer, be able to do a lot of the things I see a lot of my favorite content creators, they do. And so, of course, shout out to, the Godfather, my pastor, Kevin Samuels, and my other pastor mentor, new bestie, Coach Greg Adams. And so I've been commenting, and I'm a part of their YouTube channels and stuff like that. I want to do some more donations and stuff to them, just learning from them, seeing that they inspire me. But anyway, it's been a while since we recorded. It's been a while. We've been through ups and downs, ins and outs. Of course, I was waiting for all of my pictures and everything to come so I could do this. Then when that happened, I had to go.
Life just went crazy.
Life just went crazy. But I'm not gonna bore you with all that. But one thing I want to let you guys know, there are people who ask me, like, this is not, for the most part, this show is not predicated on reactions. So maybe one time out of 10 episodes, I will find a video and we'll do a reaction to it. And the reason why I don't do that, because that's just a really lazy way of doing programming. You know what I'm going to be reacting to every time I'm reacting to life.
Yeah, I was going to say reality.
Yeah, reality.
React to reality.
I don't need to, because most of the time people who do reaction videos, and God bless them, they have thousands upon thousands of followers. They're 20-year-olds. They don't have any life experience to really give you any advice and to spread to anything. They're witty, they're funny, and all types of things. So God bless them, good for them. But here, this is a service, for the lack of a better term right now. This is a ministry for me and Starla, where we're trying to help our people. And this is not this is a all encompassing thing. And this is starting out. This is new for myself and Starla to begin to do real purpose and not just work a job. And so from there, this is where we're at. So again, we're here at this new episode, and we're going to be talking about terrible service in our community.
Okay.
Yeah. Now Starla, she she owns a waxing studio, and she understands dealing with our community a lot, because is the majority of your clientele in our community?
Yeah.
And what Coach Greg Adams says, part of the Martin Luther King community. You got the Martin Luther King community, you got the George W. Bush community, and you got the Cesar Chavez community.
Ooh,
Coach Greg Adams, man. I'm gonna put a link down here. That I've been binging on him. He's pretty hilarious, But anyway, so we're most of the part of the Martin Luther King community, MLK community, and she also has to go to those type of service providers, nail techs, lash people, hair people, and they're all, us, and she's never, since we've been together, been together for over 7 years, and she has never had a consistent service provider. Have you had anybody? Your nail tech has been on time every time. Has your last person been there every time?
No.
How many hair people you've been through?
Yeah, it's been rough.
Yeah. Yep. But you don't provide that type of service, do you?
No, I provide great service.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I'm very big on customer service. Because
Right.
customer service is not hard. You
Right.
know, it's really just not hard. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's really not hard to be nice. Even when you have people that are being crappy to you, because you know what, for the most part, for me, okay, if I got a crappy customer, I'm gonna be with you for 30 minutes.
Right.
Maybe at the max.
Right.
I can take anything for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You can deal with it.
You can deal with anything for 30 minutes.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I know we're going to venture into the
Right.
fast food stuff. Like, you deal with that customer for 3 minutes.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
So, you know, you really, like, customer service is not difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. That's true. Now, and that's a good segue into what we're really going to be dealing with today. We're going to be talking about minimum wage. We're going to be talking about terrible customer service. We're going to talk about our attitudes and the things that I want to highlight and to let you guys know what's going on in our community and those who are in our community to let you see how you look to us.
Yeah.
All right. So, I rewatched the movie Coming to America, the original Coming to America, and the view there's a fictional restaurant called McDowell's, which was a guy who took the the theme of McDonald's and just created his own restaurant so he didn't have to pay the licensing fees and the franchise fees.
Yeah.
Pretty funny, pretty hilarious, but there was a bunch of episodes in there, and I may play them really quickly. I got to make sure that I don't get copyrighted or anything like that for that. But there was a known fact or understanding that fast food jobs were a dead end, low end job.
Mm-hmm.
There was no faking it. And this was back in the 80s, of course. And most of you, if you watch this and you're younger, of course, some of you guys wasn't born to the 2000s.
Oh.
But you got to understand that those jobs were not meant to be a career.
Yeah.
No way. In no way was that job meant to be a career. Now, maybe if you get into most of the time, unless you go straight to the corporate headquarters of McDonald's or any fast food place, if you go from the bottom, from working the fries all the way up, and all of a sudden you're some type of big time manager, you fell into that. That was a luck.
Yeah.
You didn't mean to go in there and do that. You just liked it and you kept going and you seen that you was getting promotions, and all of a sudden, now if you went straight to the corporate headquarters and you started working as as accountant or as a some type of sales whatever trainer or whatever, okay, that's a whole different story. That's a career.
Yeah.
You could have done that at the fast food place, at the grocery store chain, at wherever, the clothing chain, all the same. But if you go from the fries up, that was luck. For the most part, that job is a dead end job.
Yeah.
And this is one, and so this is my first point. You go to the hood, go to a job that employs, and I want you guys to do this. Go to the hood, wherever your hood is at in your city. Go to a fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
Order something, and then ask yourself, do they deserve a raise? Do they deserve a raise? Do they deserve to go from making $8 an hour to making $18 an hour? Should they make the same amount of money as the mechanic that that put in your transmission or change your alternator out? Does that person need to make as much money as the plumber that came in and ran the auger up and down your piping to clear unclog your? No, they don't.
They don't.
Do they?
No, absolutely not.
That is a minimum wage, low skill, actually not low skill, a no skill job.
Yeah.
Because the people with the real skills who get paid the big bucks put in different type of systems and logistical things so that people don't have to think. You just push a button and almost everything is there. You want the combo number 2. They say, they ask you, do you want to do this? You want fries? You want to upsell and everything like that. You don't have to think.
Yeah, that's true.
And for the most part, 90% of people pay with cards, so you don't even have to count out money anymore.
Yeah, right.
And most of the time, these fools won't even tell you how much the price is.
Yeah.
Won't they?
That's true.
And then they just, I take 2 sausage McMuffins without the egg.
Okay, pull up. That's it. Okay, pull up.
But no, I'm talking about if you go in.
Oh, okay.
Now on the thing, usually on the but sometimes they don't even say pull up. Sometimes they want to say pull up, or they'll say pull up. They won't say how much it was or whatever like that. But if you're inside the store and you're looking at them, they just expect you to look. They just expect you to look at the price on the machine and know how much it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes I look at them and say, how much is it? Oh, like what if I can't read or write? What if I'm from a dump? You know what I'm saying? Don't know the language. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my first point. So before you start being a bleeding heart and saying, "Oh, you're so hard on them," and you're over there in the suburbs where everybody's chipper and the service is most of the time good, go to the hood and ask yourself, does that person need a raise or does that person need to be fired? And I bet you're going to say more times than not, you're going to want that person to be fired.
Every time.
All right.
Every time.
Yep. So the next point is the minimum wage, and people are not going to like this. The minimum wage is a punishment for bad behavior for adults and a reward for young people for being industrious. All right, so we know it's because we used to talk about if you don't graduate from school, you're going to be working at
McDonald's.
If you don't, if you go to jail, the only people that's going to hire you is all of those types of stuff. If you get hooked on drugs and you have all these babies, the only place you're going to be able to work is, that's what we used to say. Yeah. It wasn't no, well, you get the job at McDonald's, then you know, they going to get raise minimum wage, then we make it $38 an hour. To put fries in the fryer.
Yeah, and they really can't even get that right.
They can't even get that right.
The orders right. Like, I just don't even understand. But I was gonna say, that minimum wage is a punishment to them, just like going to college is a reward to people like you.
Absolutely.
That gives us the ability to make more money, to own businesses, to own homes, to own cars.
Yes.
Like, no, there's no excuse.
It's a reward, like you said, reward for your perseverance.
Yeah.
If you go and especially if you choose a lucrative degree, the math, engineering, science, those types of things, you go out and be a teacher, you can be a pharmacist, it's a reward for your perseverance, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yep. So, and I wanted to touch on this because those places were not made for you and I. Those places weren't made for 40-year-olds and 30-year-olds. Yeah. To that I just getting a job there because you're gonna act. You know what kind of job you have. It's a reward for those kids, 14, 15, 16, 17. Their first job. They're moldable. Yeah. They have their future ahead of them, so they're not looking like they're not understanding I'm in a dead end place, and so I'm upset about being here. They're like, shoot, I'm about to make $8, and shoot, by the end of the week, I'm gonna get $170, $200. I'm gonna take that money. The Jordans are coming out because $200 will get you the Jordans. Okay. Maybe not the vintage Jordans. The Jordans are $175, I think. You put 2 of those together, I think you'd be able to get the Yeezys. So $400 or $500, you better get from the minimum wage job that your mama is taking from you. Mm-hmm. So again, it's supposed to be a reward for young people who are trying to be industrious. Yeah.
Yeah, and that really, it really is not, because these are people who have just given up.
That's
who
it.
Have just decided that they're not going to do any better.
That's it. That's
and
it.
it shows in their performance.
No, absolutely.
That's why
they've
have
given
poor
up.
attitudes, because they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about you. They don't care if they get your order wrong. They don't care if they smile.
And they don't care if they get fired. That's the biggest thing. They don't care because they know they're just going to go right down the street. If they go from, I'm going to start naming these names of these places. If they don't go to McDonald's, they can go down to Hardee's. Then from Hardee's to Taco Bell. Then from Taco Bell to Burger King. And then from Burger King, where else? To Whataburgers. And then Wendy's. And then Kentucky Fried Chicken. And Popeye's Chicken.
Yes.
They're just going boom, 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 boom. And they don't care. You know? Because they just know they failed. And but they take it out on us though, Starla.
Yeah, that's not fair.
You know, they just don't care. Yeah. And that's because you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to get to a job that you care about. Mm-hmm. You know, but it's, you messed up. Mm-hmm. You know, all of us, every school, I bet you if I go to any school, hopefully I can get a tour in another school to see if they have this. And I always say this, each school has posters up there, success posters, stay in school posters, stay off drug posters, those types of things. Some of y'all fools just look past it, think it's funny, you know, think everything is just a joke. And then some of us sit up there and look at it. And I have this thing that I've been ever since Starla has known me, I have a saying about punctuality. My son knows it, and everybody around me. And it's to be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. And you know where that came from? A poster in my school. A poster in my school. So I've been saying that for years.
Wow, yeah.
So, and that's, but some of us just don't even look at those things. They just gloss over. All right, we'll keep it moving. We don't want to be here for too long. So the minimum wage of these type of jobs was supposed to be a deterrent for skipping school, using drugs as a young person, not studying or flunking out and barely passing grade school. It was supposed to be a deterrent.
Yeah.
You know, it was supposed to be something that it was supposed to, like, listen, you gonna do that, you're gonna be working at McDonald's. Now y'all sit up there working at McDonald's. Can I take your order? Or this, Stephanie. Can I take your... No, here, I'm about to ask you to take your order. Just give me an order. Maybe give you your favorite breakfast order. You had Chick-fil-A. Say for instance, you had Chick-fil-A. And I know Chick-fil-A. Now, we're not talking about Chick-fil-A. I think you got to have a degree to work at Chick-fil-A because they don't be playing at Chick-fil-A. Everybody nice at Chick-fil-A. They the acceptance to the rule. But anyway, so, hi. Welcome to McDowell's. Can I take your order?
Okay, I want to get the...
Hold on.
And then they're going to wait for 5 minutes.
That is the rudest...
I'm like, hello?
Okay, go ahead. That's what I'm saying. Yo, we're good. That's what...
So bad.
That is so annoying. It makes you so angry. And you already have your defenses up when you go to these places. Mm-hmm. Like, and they just go into it and they do not care. And that's why these people you see these videos, these people fighting, pulling them out the window and stuff, throwing crap on them and stuff like that. Because they just punish you for coming through the line. I remember it was one time, you remember that one time we was coming from hanging out, and I went over to that Wendy's over there on the west side, you know, on Riverside. Mm-hmm. And I was having a good time, and I was just singing a little bit, and so, and then so instead of I was pulled up to Wendy's, instead of the woman saying, hey, or laughing and say, hey, can I take your order? She wants to say, oh, you need to stop that. You ain't good at that. And I said, your job isn't to critique my singing. Your job is to take my order. Now, you ready to take my order? Now, you worried about my singing, and I never got my order. Like, shut up.
Right.
You working a drive-through at the Wendy's.
Get out of here, man.
You want to say something about me? Say something about me, man. Make my burger.
Right? Make my burger.
Make my doggone burger.
Make your burger.
Oh man. All right here. Okay. So all right. So okay. So jump in at any time there. Start. Okay. Now we're gonna go to something different.
Okay.
This is the reason why these people are so entitled and think they deserve a quote unquote fair wage. The American factories have caused this entitlement for a fair wage. Now, there was during the Industrial Revolution, of course, 20s, 30s, 40s, all the way leading up to about the mid 80s. We were manufacturing everything here in the United States. Of course, big three. They're not the big three anymore. They're American three because they ran their place into the ground. We'll talk about that another day. But I'm talking about GM, General Motors, Ford Motor Company, and Chrysler. They used to be called the big three auto companies. Now they're just the American three because they ain't even in the top 10 of production anymore. Wow. The GM was so big in producing so many, it was just like no one can touch them. But then you can F off in school, dang near drop out, and get a job at the plant for $25 an hour. Yeah, full benefits, days off. Everybody in your neighborhood that you grew up with working at the plant with you. Yeah. It's just you took high school and you just put it into your workplace. Yeah. Dang, that's true. Making good money with very little skills, because if you lost that job, you may be able to go to another factory, but if the word got around that you got fired for something, crazy or whatever, that job does not translate anywhere else. Yeah. You gotta wait for another plant job to come back open. My job, my natural job is a computer engineer, computer specialist, high-end computer specialist. I can work anywhere. Yeah. When I say anywhere, I'm talking about anywhere on the planet. Anywhere on the planet. I go to Australia. I go to Africa. I go to Iceland. I could go anywhere because of my skill set. You taking this door or this piece of metal, putting in this machine, doing that 15,000 times a day, that don't translate anywhere. Yeah. Do it. It don't translate anywhere. Yep. So anyway, let's keep on going. Either factories or the military. You run to the military. Yeah. And some of y'all just went to the military. Right. The military's still there, ain't it?
Yeah. And you can get a career. You can get a college degree. Yeah. In the military. Yeah.
Not only that, you can get a degree paid for. Of course, medical benefits. And then we talk about the VA loan. Right. And then any other these little, man, they tell me that you can go on a base and go into some store and just pick out what you want. Toothpaste, deodorant, all that type of stuff. You can get all that stuff. And then you get that security clearance. You know about the security clearance? Some jobs, even as a specialist, been doing this for over 20 years, I can't get into those jobs because you get that security clearance. There's certain jobs only they can get it to. And you know why they do that? It's so that military people can stay. They have those jobs pretty much open for them. And I believe, and in my experience, ex-military people are the best workers that I've ever been around. Those guys will work. They don't care what they are supposed to do or what kind of jobs you give them. They will work, and they just get it, man. So I have a whole lot of respect. I know I'm scared of them military guys. I'm like, man, y'all gonna make me look stupid today, cause y'all gonna get it, man. So anyway, but those are the paths to take it. Those choices for those who never or wouldn't find a proper path. Yeah. And now, and now they're here and we got to deal with them. Talking about, a fair wage. And this is why I dread, and we talked about this when we went over this before. I dread going to fast food places because of this. I expect the following. And you can add to this when you get a chance if you want to, Starla. Unfriendly service.
Check.
Slow service.
Check.
Delayed service. And subpar food.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to get... See, if I get nice service, it might be slow or delayed. Where they this is what they do. Can you pull up a little? You just don't want to show your owners or whatever who looking at the times that you BSing up in there.
Right.
Subpar food, or the service, boom, 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 friendly service. You get your stuff, and I said no ketchup on my stuff, and there's ketchup all over it, or mayonnaise. Mm-hmm. You know, I got to take a napkin and wipe the mayonnaise off of the bread because I don't want mayonnaise on my doggone food. Right. Or onions. You don't let a raw onion touch my food. I know Starla loves these onions, man. That's why, hey, it's get bleak for us sometimes.
I love my onions.
Ooh. One good thing is that it seems like when you eat those onions, you don't, I guess my mind already says stay away from her for the next half hour until that onion breath goes away, because it doesn't. Yeah. She doesn't do things like eat the onions and then blow her breath in my face, because that's cause for, we're going to have domestic violence. It's going to be a DV charge. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be on one of them little mysteries, them crime documentaries. I'll be right up in there.
Murder on there, huh? Right. Like, damn. I know that girl.
All right, let's keep it moving. All right. But of course, fast food is like a drug. I talked about this. The first time you get that double cheeseburger or that beef burrito, you will keep coming back. Because that's what, especially that, it's like a drug. It's like that first hit. Of course, we were talking about that R.I.P. DMX. He passed away. But DMX was hooked on crack cocaine. And that first hit brought him to where he's at right now. And that's gone away too soon. And it's like that when you first get when that burger hits you right, especially something new you go to, like I was going to Popeyes, and Popeyes has these boneless chicken wings, and they're just the perfect crunch. When you get them right, they're perfectly crunchy and spicy, and they're the right size. Okay. So I don't have to worry about biting through the bone and trying to skin off the bone like an animal. So I can just take a little bite, and you get that first time, you're like, that was so good. Then you go back and it's slow service, all types of stuff you dealing with because you're trying to get that same hit. Trying to get that same thing that you had before. But it's fleeting. And that's why you keep going back. So you go back, you hungry, get something quick, roll the dice at these places. Sometimes the service is good. Sometimes it's like that. You're like, boom. Like some places in America, you go through the Wendy's drive-through. Wendy's is really good like that. All of a sudden, you get a food, and they doggone they have the food hanging out the window when you drive it past.
Ready.
You're like, hey, what's going on? This is fast food.
Ready.
And then something else. Can you pull up there? We'll bring it out to you. Here we go.
10 minutes later.
Right. So, all right, cool. So let's keep it going. People used to know that they were at the bottom when they worked a minimum wage job. People used to know. People used to know. You worked for your dad, so I don't know if that even. But you didn't do it in college, so you didn't do it as an adult. As an adult, I worked at Burger King. I went and worked at Burger King for when I was in my junior year of college. Okay. I worked there.
I worked on campus.
Yep. Worked on campus. Yeah. And I knew that I wasn't going to be here for very long. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, I was already interviewing, trying to find another job. This was just a stopgap. Yeah. I was just trying to bring some money into the house, you know. But these people will sit there. These are adults, man. Mm-hmm. These are full-fledged adults with children.
Right.
And they're sitting like, you got a hat on at work? You got a name tag?
Yeah, right.
You wearing a dog? You sliding around in grease?
Ooh. Mm-mm.
These jobs are.
Mm-hmm.
It don't smell good like a Michelin star restaurant. Me and Star was watching some behind the scenes of Michelin star restaurants. It don't smell all good like that. No, food is not pretty. The food is ugly.
Right.
You know, I knew it, man. I knew I had to get up out of here. You know, eventually, and I only lasted maybe about a couple of months. I just couldn't do it. And these adults will sit there, and they sit and they're mean, they're ornery. Yeah. It's almost, you know. Then you got the big mama who's the assistant manager. She fussing at all the people like this is her house, and all these people are her kids. Yeah. Hey Daryl, I told y'all to have these fries up here. I told you last time. What are you talking to? This is the manager of the restaurant. Say you know. That's the best. The manager's usually the top tier. That's the best you got. You know, everything is downhill from that. You know. Anyway, and then when you got that job, you were embarrassed to let people know. I don't know if you dealt with this, but we had some friends who worked at McDonald's and stuff like that, and they just got the job because they needed some money. I'm talking about high school. I'm not talking about adults. All of this, when I say my friends, this was in grade school, and it was like, hey man, don't tell nobody I work at the Burger King over on the east side. Really? But y'all can come up and get some food though, bro. I'm gonna give you some food. You know, but yeah, it was you know, people wanted to work at jobs were kind of like fun, or you know, mainly the golden grail of jobs in high school. What was yours in your high school? Who was it the person that they worked this job? If they can get this job, man, they were popular.
Oh, I don't know because I was too busy working.
Foot Locker.
Oh, like working at the mall. Okay, yeah, see, okay.
Working at Foot Locker.
Oh, Foot Locker.
They be proud to wear their doggone referee stripe jersey. They be proud of that. But that's in grade school or maybe college. Maybe you're doing it in college. Again, you trying to make money so you don't starve. Because, you know, in college, I've starved before in college, you know. And so you're just trying to do that. But not at, you're 36 years old, man. You ain't supposed to be selling no shoes like that.
You're supposed to have a career.
You're supposed to have a career. You know, you're supposed to have a career. But anyway, now we have these people never, and this is the issue, and this is why this is actually a see, this really wasn't controversial a while back. Now it's controversial.
Oh yeah.
Because what are you talking about these people like this? Oh my God. Now we have these people who are never exposed to these environments telling everyone they need more money. Mm-hmm. You live on the other side of the tracks. You're some whoever you are, that you've never dealt with these people, and you saying these people that you've never seen, you've never been in their establishment, you do not know how they work, that they need more money. Shut up. Yeah. Shut up. Man, you sound ridiculous. Yeah. That's like somebody on the other side of town telling you don't need no money, or you should be fired and never even been into your establishment, even never seen you work or do your job or do whatever. Like, you'd be like, you don't know me. You don't know them, ladies and gentlemen. I know them. I've dealt with them. And they don't need more money. They need a kick in their behind. That's what they need. They need more of these robots and more of these systems where we won't have to deal with it. And you know what the blessed thing about this whole pandemic was? Mm-hmm. That all of these restaurants got their online and their apps together, where I know for the most part, unless I go through the drive-thru, and even in the drive-thru, you don't have to interface with these people like you used to. You know, because I don't want to. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to see their attitudes. I don't want to see the rest and be face. I don't want to see that because you mad you here. Sometimes I'll be mad at my job too. I'll be mad at my job too. But you know what? correct myself and do my job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's what it's about. It's just that it's the terrible. We're just talking about the terrible attitudes, the terrible customer service in our community, on the MLK side of the community. It's just ridiculously bad and has been bad for years. I mean, there's people who open up food places, barbecue places, whatever like that, and you know you're going to get slow service, you're going to get mean service, you may get some great food after you wait an hour, but guess what? I can go home and fry me some chicken if I got to wait up in the line for an hour. That's a dirty secret, y'all. Your fish or your chicken is not good enough for me to wait an hour and a half in cooped up with some other thug looking people who look like they're gonna crack you upside the head. I just cooked the doggone food myself. Anyway, so let's keep it going. All right, and again, these jobs are for kids. Man, we've been talking for 30 minutes. These jobs are for kids, for elderly, and for special needs people. They are not for your behind. Instead, these losers drag their terrible behinds into these places, pushing out those who will do the job as intended. And when I say that, is that these elderly people, these kids, when I say kids, 20 and under, and these handicapped people, they're there to do their job. They're not looking at this job like this is the worst thing I've ever done in my entire life. I hate this place. I hate it here. I hate the money I make. No, they're looking like, again, kids looking like, I'm making good money. Elderly looking like, hey, I'm making a little money. I'm out the house. I'm doing something.
Right. I
get to be a nice elderly person. I need to spread joy. And then these handicapped people, they just, hey, they doing the best they can. Yeah. And you feel for them. And you're rooting for them. Thank you. They're cleaning up. They're doing stuff. They're always moving. They're not outside in the back. Smoking, looking at you while you're going through the drive-thru. You know what I'm talking about. Man, and the worst thing, and give me something. I don't know if do you have a horror story? Any type of fast food horror story that you're thinking about right now? I mean, nothing's kicking up in your head. I'll give you one. Then I'll give you a couple of mine. Then.
Okay, I'm usually always with you, but like with you as yours happens. So
right. Well, you wasn't on me on 103rd. Okay. When I stopped going, you remember when I stopped going to any restaurants on 103rd? Yeah. I stopped going to them. I don't care. It was 5 minutes away, 2 minutes away. I'd rather go right down the street to go to somewhere else. Mm-hmm. This is the reason why. You go to the restaurant, you go to the fast food place. Again, you just want to get that hit. Mm-hmm. And the line has 15 people in there. Yeah. So why is a couple of workers standing outside smoking when all of these people are in line? Why ain't you in there trying to help get this line down? Mm-hmm. And then the Burger King, I used to go in the morning before I would head to work. And twice this big mama did this to me. Mm-hmm. She said, "Pull up. I'm gonna have it. Pull it." She was, "Hey, I'm gonna pull up," and I'm waiting out for there for about a good 5 minutes. It shouldn't be 5 minutes. It should be a minute. Right, yeah. I go in there. Nobody broke your food out yet? Y'all forgot about me, or I'll come in and they'll forget about me. Hey, can I help you? I've been waiting out there. Y'all crazy, ridiculous animals. Right. Man, this is it, and I'm getting all be like, dang, Black Ortiz, you going nuts over this? Yeah, because it's ridiculous. Yeah. It makes you so upset, and it's only in our community. Mm-hmm. It's only with us. It's not with anybody else. We only do that. Man, and we have no shame. No shame, and then other people in other communities say they need a raise. They can't survive off that. Yeah, you can't survive off of it. That's why you shouldn't be working there. That's why you should get yourself in gear. There are welders, hiring truck drivers, hiring pipe fitters, hiring electricians, hiring these people. We'll train you. You can, and then anyway. Oh my God, I just keep on going, and I want to just get off track here. So anyway. Improve your skills. Stop destructive behavior. And get the hell out of the way. Improve your skills. I just talked about those skills. Welders aren't going nowhere. Electricians, plumbers, landscapers, construction people. See, yeah, it's easier to do. It's easier to take a bag of frozen French fries, throw them in a basket, drop them down into the hot grease, and push a button and wait for the button. That's a very easy job. That's why you get paid the money that you get paid to do something like that. You know what's a little bit of a harder job? Is maybe putting frame in a house, a frame in a room in a house. You know, putting up drywall. That's a little bit of a harder job, so you get paid a little bit more money. You know, learning prescriptions and learning what other chemicals go into these types of drugs, and then you sit behind a counter as a pharmacist in a Walgreens or in a CVS or something like that, and they get paid a little bit more money. Okay, so these things, that's, you get paid for the problems that you solve.
Right.
Frying fries, flipping burgers, making tacos is not a very hard problem to solve. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. So you're getting anybody's money. So anyway, and would you? And I always and I said this before to you earlier, and I'm going back over some of the things. Would you rather be waited on by a grandmother or a single mother of four? A single mother of four is going to have one attitude. The grandmama going to have another attitude. Would you rather be waited on a kid in high school or a kid who dropped out of high school? Because the kid in high school who still has a future and still sees himself going to college, having a family, doing this, doing that, is going to have a different attitude than the dude who dropped out. The dude who dropped out just getting a job so he can survive. So he's going to have that attitude. He's going to have this entitlement attitude. Would you rather see a special needs person doing the best they can, working as hard as they can, or a worthless, lazy person doing the least amount of work as possible? And many times handicapped people are cleaning up and they just cleaning. And they just clean. And they just clean. And they just clean. And they're not looking. They don't care about their Instagram following. They don't care about taking a picture. They don't care about going out and blowing up, you know what I'm saying, blowing on something real quick. You know, they're going to sit in the car, bump the music, and come back in, eyes bloodshot red, and think you're going to do some productive work. No, you're not. You're just not going to do it, you know. You're just not. It's not going to do it, man. Anyway. So, so it comes down to this. If they were working those jobs, teens don't need a raise in minimum wage. They will be there for only a couple of years, a few months. They don't need no raise. Okay. They're probably working just to get their shoes, pay that iPhone bill, or you know, whatever. Or to get that video game. Once they get it, they may be like, man, I'm about to get another job. And then the next team comes in. Because they're young, they catch on real fast, they can work real fast, and they're pliable. They're not looking at, you know, most of the time the managers are older. So if the managers say, hey, do this, and this, most likely they're going to be like, okay, I got to do this because this adult told me to do it. But you're a manager, and a woman looking at you like, you look like one of my son, my oldest son who in jail. You know, they're going to look at you like you ain't nothing and they don't want to listen to you. Yeah. Man. Woo. Preaching today. Preaching this word today. Elderly people don't need minimum wage increases because they have Social Security. Most of them do. They have Social Security. They have pensions. They have something to fall back on. Many times they're coming out there to get some exercise, get out the house. You know, we see a lot of, and they have the greatest attitudes. You know, especially if they know, you know, if they're just learning, okay, you know, it can be frustrating. But once they have everything, boom, they giving us stuff, they doing things, and they're nice, like Walmart greeters and stuff like that. What happened to the older Walmart greeters? Yeah. What all these tech heads started greeting us at the front anymore? What's going on with that?
I don't know.
These Walmart greeters, hello, hey. Now, you got a mask?
Right.
Take that mask. Take that mask, do something with it. It's a family show. I don't want to get us, you know what I'm saying, get us demonetized. And then handicapped people are working to improve their social abilities and gain independence. and they have every program imaginable to supplement their expenses. Of course, don't talk about the United States. The United States take care of people. Some people they don't take care of. But guess what? That's why we call the United States of America. Each state is its own government. If you don't have the resources in certain states, you can always go to California, New York, Michigan, Illinois. What are some other? Yeah, I think Georgia kind of like on it because all these states they have every program imaginable. You can live for free. Me and my friend was talking about this earlier that we're in Florida, and Florida is a dog type of state. They ain't giving away nothing. If you get it, if you can make it in Florida, if you can make it in Texas, you can make it because there's not any help. If you can't, don't pay your bill. Don't pay your light bill. They ain't gonna be like, oh, no, they'll cut your stuff off and let you sit in the dark and hot. You know what I'm saying? Michigan, they'll give you 50 months to pay the doggone light bill because they don't want. You may have children and you're gonna freeze in the cold. So you'll get $1,000 doggone bill. Man, Florida ain't playing that, man. Florida's like, okay, what's it? You late 3 days? Click, turn it off. Like, man. Anyway. But, the thing about it is that for the most part, these people that I talked about, we're gonna take it. The United States usually takes care of them. Young people don't need that much money. Handicapped people have services. Many times they don't even need to work. They're working to gain independence, to get out, to become more social, to help their mental development. Get out the way so these people can get these jobs. And we can restore some type of normalcy in this type of space. You're terrible at it. We don't want your terrible attitudes and your lazy behind serving us. And that's it for Black with Tees and Starla. We're out.